What if everything you believe about power is wrong? What if the real decisions shaping your life aren't made in parliaments or presidential offices, but behind closed doors in rooms you will never see? For centuries, whispers have surrounded certain groups, organizations so secretive that even their existence feels like a rumor. They don't campaign, they don't appear on television, and yet their names keep showing up in the shadows of history. From ancient warrior orders to elite university societies, these groups are often linked to one thing: control. And tonight, we're pulling back the curtain, because whether myth or reality, these are 7 societies many believe secretly control the world. 1. The Illuminati. Let's start with the most famous name of all, the Illuminati. Founded in 1776 in Bavaria, this group originally claimed to promote enlightenment, challenging religious and political authority. At first, it sounded noble, a society built on reason, knowledge, and freedom. But within just a few years, it was banned. And that's where the mystery begins. Because when something disappears that quickly, people start asking questions. Did the Illuminati really vanish, or did it simply go underground? Over time, theories began to spread. Some say the Illuminati infiltrated powerful institutions, governments, financial systems, even media. Their symbol, the all-seeing eye, is believed by many to represent surveillance and control. You'll find it on currency, on architecture, in places where power gathers. Coincidence, or a hidden signature left behind for those paying attention. No one can prove it completely. But one thing is certain: the idea of the Illuminati never died. 2. The Freemasons. If the Illuminati is surrounded by mystery, the Freemasons are very real. Dating back to the late 1500s, the Freemasons are one of the oldest secret societies still active today. Originally, they were a guild of skilled builders. But over time, they evolved into something much bigger: a global brotherhood, with lodges spread across continents and members that include presidents, kings, scientists, and revolutionaries. Their structure is built on ranks, rituals, and symbols. Everything is layered, everything is intentional, and much of it is hidden from the public. Supporters say Freemasonry is about personal growth, morality, and brotherhood, but critics believe it goes far beyond that. They argue the Freemasons have influenced major events in history, from revolutions to the founding of nations. Even today, many powerful individuals are rumored to be members, and when power gathers in private, questions are inevitable. 3. The Knights Templar. Long before modern secret societies, there were the Knights Templar. Formed in the 12th century during the Crusades, they were known as warrior monks. Officially, they protected pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem, but quickly, they became something much more powerful. They built one of the earliest banking systems in history. They controlled vast wealth, owned land across Europe, and answered only to the Pope. For a time, they were untouchable, until suddenly they weren't. In the early 1300s, the Templars were accused of heresy, arrested, tortured, executed. Their order dismantled almost overnight. But here's where the story gets strange. Many believe their wealth was never fully recovered, and some claim the Knights Templar didn't disappear. They simply went underground, blending into other societies, possibly laying the foundation for groups like the Freemasons. If that's true, then their influence may still exist today, hidden in plain sight. 4. Skull and Bones. Now let's move from ancient history to modern power. Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale University, founded in 1832 and still active today. Each year, only a select few students are chosen, not just the smartest, but the most connected, the most promising future leaders. Inside this society, members form bonds that last a lifetime, and those bonds often lead to something much bigger: power. Presidents, CEOs, intelligence officials. Many of them have passed through Skull and Bones. Their meetings are private, their rituals unknown to outsiders, and their influence, it doesn't stay inside the university. It spreads into politics, business, and global decision-making. When the same small group of people keeps rising to the top, you have to wonder, is it talent alone or something more organized? 5. The Bilderberg Group. Unlike other societies, the Bilderberg Group doesn't deny its existence. In fact, it openly meets once a year, but what happens inside those meetings is completely private. No journalists, no recordings, no public statements, just some of the most powerful people in the world in one room: world leaders, tech billionaires, banking executives, media owners, all discussing global issues behind closed doors. Supporters say it's just a forum for open discussion, but critics see it differently. They believe these meetings shape global policy before it ever reaches the public. Decisions made quietly, then implemented publicly. And if that's true, then the real conversations about the world's future aren't happening where you think they are. 6. The Rothschild network. Some forms of power don't come from secrecy, they come from money. The Rothschild family built one of the most powerful banking empires in history. Starting in the 18th century, they expanded across Europe, financing governments, funding wars, supporting massive infrastructure projects. Their influence grew quietly but massively. At one point, they were considered the wealthiest family on earth, and with wealth comes leverage. Some believe their financial network allows them to influence economies and even political decisions. Others argue their power is exaggerated. But regardless of what you believe, their name continues to appear whenever global influence is discussed. Because in the end, money doesn't just follow power, it creates it. 7. The Council on Foreign Relations. Finally, we have a group that operates in plain sight. The Council on Foreign Relations, a US-based think tank founded in 1921. On the surface, it's a policy organization, a place where experts discuss global issues. But its members include some of the most powerful people in politics, business, and media. Many U.S. foreign policies have connections to individuals within this group. And that's where the controversy begins. Critics argue that the CFR acts as a hidden steering wheel guiding international decisions behind the scenes, not through force, but through influence. Ideas discussed privately, later becoming official policy. If true, then power isn't just about authority. It's about who shapes the ideas behind it. So what's the truth? Are these societies truly controlling the world, or are they simply powerful groups surrounded by speculation? The answer isn't simple, but history tells us one thing very clearly: power has always existed in small circles. Groups of individuals connected by trust, secrecy, and shared interests. And whether these societies control the world or simply influence it, their presence raises an important question. How much of what happens around us is decided without us ever knowing? Because sometimes the most powerful forces are the ones you never see. And the next time you hear about power, ask yourself this: who's really in control?